Hey guys, what's going on? I hope you've had a good start to your trading week. And if you're new to the channel, please make sure you subscribe because there's just tons and tons of different stock alert services, options alert services, all reviewed. Most of them I've tried out. This one today I actually haven't tried, but I just thought it was quite funny, so I thought I'd do a quick review of the service. So it's called Charles Moon's Money Trades. And I saw his ads all over Facebook, so I thought it would be interesting to give a quick overview of my impressions of the service. So the first thing I did when I searched this is I searched Moon's Money Trades, and the funniest part about it was it came up with this thing which I hadn't really heard of. It kind of makes sense, but it kind of seems like woo as well, which is kind of odd. This idea that you can time the market using nothing but moon cycles, so that when the phase of the moon, if it's waxing or waning, or you know, it means that the market or some stocks follow that. So there's a whole like world of this online where you can go and see what people have done with tracking different cycles, and they're convinced there's a correlation. And who knows, maybe they're onto something. Everything seems to go in phases and rhythm. So if you're looking for something, a way to spend some time just messing around, go and check out the cycles of the moons versus the stock market and see what you can find. Anyway, I was confused because I thought this guy, Moon Trading or Charles Moon, was something to do with that, but it's not. It's completely different. So definitely don't get those two mixed up like I did. So I hadn't heard of this guy Charlie Moon until his ads started to go all over my Facebook group, Facebook feed even, and he was just everywhere. It kind of disappeared now though, so maybe he ran out of ad budget. I don't know, but he was really big for a while. So he does seem to have some credibility. I couldn't find anything negative about the guy. I'm suspicious about the last name, obviously. It sounds like a weird made up name, so that might be why we can't find anything, and that's always usually a red flag. So he does seem in his interviews though, there's loads of interviews you can watch on YouTube, where he does seem knowledgeable and friendly and a decent guy for what that means. He seems to have a good knowledge of simple technical analysis, but his story starts to fall apart a little bit, in my mind at least, where he talks about being a former poker player. And I don't really trust poker players that turn into stock traders that alert stocks. There's always something a little bit off about them, in my opinion. So this guy does the whole, oh yeah, he was struggling and he was working in his uncle's dry cleaners. He didn't go to college. He was only paid a few $100s a week, and he was just struggling. He started playing poker at a relatively early age just to make some extra money. And he was saying he was doing like 12 hours at the dry cleaners, which, by the way, dry cleaners are one of the best small businesses in America, one of the most lucrative. So, anyway, that aside, he was doing online poker after his long dry cleaning shifts. Now, this is where it just becomes a little bit sketchy to me, as he said he started with $100 and managed to win $180,000 playing poker online. To me, that's a huge red flag, unless you can show proof of that, which none of them can. It always just seems like, okay, right, sure you did. It's totally possible, I guess, but it just puts up my red flag straight away. Is this guy for real? Because that just seems a bit dodgy. He does work with Scott Bauer of Prosper Trading Academy, which is very well known. He's appeared on tons of different TV shows, all this type of stuff to build his credibility, which again looks great, but marketing departments can kind of do that for you. So it's not really the overall, factor that you should look at when you're looking at this guy or any of these gurus. So his story is actually pretty inspiring, but at the same time it's not verifiable and it's kind of over the top, so not really sure what to make about that. This is this idea about moon trading strategy again. It's nothing to do with the moons. He actually does very simple, very basic technical analysis. And you can get one of his free guides. I think it's here. Yeah, I'll leave this link in the description below. You can go and sign up for his quick start penny stock guide. So he does mainly penny stocks. He trades his patterns with options and with stocks. So you can kind of choose. But there's absolutely nothing special about his trading patterns. You can learn any of these on Google. So his strategy is really simple. He talks about 3 different ones. He gives them names. The first one is X marks the spot. And this is really just a simple technical average, moving average crossover, which everybody knows if they've done any research into these types of things. I think he uses the 7 and the 50. X marks the stock and just buy and hopefully ride the trend up. So really you don't need Mr. Moon for any of that stuff. I mean, it's basic trading. The river channel, as he calls it, is flowing between two river banks, and the bank bursts and there's a huge flood as the water pours uncontrollably out. Just marketing hype again, because that's a simple channel pattern that most traders learn very early on. Here we go. This is our support and resistance, and you have this river, as he calls it, of the channel, and then boom, if it breaks out above this, it often continues, and there's a flood of water coming out. So again, that just seems to me like more marketing hype. Well named patterns, but these are bog standard everyday technical patterns that people can learn to find on their own. The staircase pattern is even more basic. It's just a simple ascending triangle pattern. So this kind of idea where you have this rise in support, and then when you break out up here above this line of resistance, that's your rise in triangle patterns, and that's what he calls the staircase. So you can see that these patterns are really simple, and I'm not saying they're bad. Everybody uses these, and you can have some people that are particularly skilled at finding them or spotting them, but really it's nothing proprietary. So that makes me think that this guy really hasn't got anything amazing going on. He does use options to try and leverage it a bit. Again, nothing very unusual. He does do swing, day, and momentum trades in real time. He sends out SMS and email. Again, nothing that exciting. Watch list of all the ones. That can save you a bit of time, and that's one of the things I sometimes use these services for, at least the cheaper ones. You can actually get the watch list of stocks that he's looking at, so you don't have to look for your own. And a lot of time can be saved, that you don't spend scanning and checking everything, but some people find that the most fun, right, part of trading. For me, I'm super busy, so sometimes these stock alert services make sense to me. He has a whole bunch of online education stuff. My guess is that's just basic, simple technical analysis you can get for free. So, looking through Trustpilot and some of these other review services, I can't find anything, and maybe this is because he's a smaller service that he's not really got a ton of subscribers yet, but nobody's really complaining, saying he's a scam or they're not able to get their money back, and people seem to think their trades work out fairly well. So, I mean, overall, I wouldn't say this seems like a bad service. It's just a little known one, and I don't think you're going to learn some amazing new strategies but if you're fairly new to trading, this might be one that keeps it nice and simple, like 3 patterns. Here's the 3 basic patterns. Here's when he buys, here's when he sells. So it doesn't look too bad, not at all. And the price is relatively good, $297 per quarter or $100 a month, relatively. So from what I can see, it would be a good start for some people. The Prosper Trading is a well-known, much larger, highly respected company in the industry. So it's very extremely positively reviewed. So I think you've got some faith in this guy, Charles Moon, but apart from that, his 3 patterns seem really basic, which is a good thing, but you're not going to be paying for something proprietary. And just don't fall for the moon trading cycles, whatever you do. I highly, highly, highly doubt you're going to make money if you try and follow the moon. So, alright guys, that's my overview of Mr. Moon, Charles Moon's trading service. I hope you guys have a good week, and I'll catch up with you in the next video. Cheers.